Hey, Tuesday, throw us back in with today's updates. It's been a busy day so far. Three videos in 3 hours. So we've got the Dev Diary amping up alliances. So I'm gonna give you my initial thoughts and you know what I guess my thoughts and comments on this. So alliance has been the social fabric, right? Tools for change. Okay, so let's go into some of these battle group assignments. I'm going to try to keep, I know some of the other videos were a little long. I'm going to try to keep this one a little shorter. Battle groups assignments. Okay, so we already knew this was coming, right? Released June 29th. All right, cool. So it's out today. We should see that pretty soon. So you can assign people battle groups now. All right, we knew that was coming. I think that's a great change. I think the quality of life change is phenomenal. Top Alliance champions. Starting today, summoners will be able to select champions to display on a new screen in their profile to be visible to both friends and alliance mates. Allow you to communicate with champions you've ranked up in preferred mode for each. So kind of a cosmetic thing where you can kind of show off, kind of flex a little bit. Whatever. I don't think this is really needed. I don't think I was really, nobody's really clamoring for this, but it's kind of cool, I guess. Path assignments. So, assigning paths in the game. Okay. I love it. I absolutely love it. In design, no confirmed launch window. Please, for the love of God, put this out tomorrow. I know that's not going to happen, but holy cow. I cannot tell you how many times as an alliance leader, I tell people, you got this path, or, we got... Now, my one thing is if somebody, can they take the right path? Or can they take the wrong path if you assign them a certain path, or do they have to go on that path? Because what happens if somebody brings the wrong champ? Can you change the paths in the middle? All that I'd like to see. You know what I mean? I think that I think that would be a huge thing for people. To be able to say, maybe I gotta change things on the fly because somebody now can't log on at a certain time. Can I change the path assignment? Is the path assignment just going to be here's where you're supposed to go, and whatever, right? So I can see why implementation. I think it has the potential to be great, but there's a bunch of big what ifs there. So you can go back and kind of re-listen to that if you didn't catch them all the first time. Defender placements. With the introduction of top alliance champions, we're going to take those selections and begin to remove pain points in alliance management for leaders and officers. Top alliance champions will open the door for more quality of life features like the ones that allow alliance leadership to place assigned alliance war defenders directly into defense. So it makes it sound like I'm going to be able to say, okay, I can go in your screen, in your top champs, and I can pull out your top champs and just put them into war defense. If you give me, so if all my alliance mates have the top 10 champions, in their setup, in their roster, and I can just, as an alliance officer or leader, just go in there and just take their champions and put them in there. I know that my row might irritate a couple guys at first, but I cannot tell you how massive of a change that would be. I can't tell you how many times I'm pinging people 500 times in the last 2 hours. Push your defense, push your defense, push your defense. Well, if I could just go into your account, look at your top 20 champs, place what I need, I can do that in the first hour, and oh my gosh, it would be such a huge help to war. That would be amazing. Put that in before you release Season 19. Put it in. It would be amazing. Codename AQ Officer. We want to make your lives easier and remove monotonous tasks that leadership is expected to do. We're working on features that will allow you to set up the next round of alliance quests for all 3 battle groups ahead of time and getting glimpses. Okay, so if I can, instead of having to go in there, wait for alliance rewards to drop, and then just start, if now we can just set up all 5 days right in a row, that would be incredible. Again, quality of life, saving us time and having to figure out what we're going to do. Now, the drawback to that is what happens if somebody leaves, now you're planning to do map 6. You've got to change Alliance Quest a little bit, right? You've got to make the map such where 9 people can complete map 6. or 8 people can complete map 5, or 8 people can complete map 6. Because if you plan to do map 6 and it auto starts, for example, which is what this sounds like, okay, and again, we don't know yet, right? But if you give us that opportunity to plan it out in advance, and then somebody drops or somebody can't log on or something happens, and now we can't finish that map, that hurts our score. So it's got some drawbacks to it, that's for sure. War Refresh Season 19. Season 19 War Refresh has been in the works for a few, so it doesn't capture some of our goals. So they're going to be adjusting buff into node combinations to adjust the most difficult and frustrating nodes. Let's see here. So this test they've got right now, they say it's not 100% completed. Right? I like it. Mini wars resulted in ties and results came down to diversity. So it looks like they're looking at a war refresh in July sometime, right? So they're gonna look to kind of look at some of these problem nodes, like I'm assuming ebb and flow, which is, good Lord. I mean, we got mad when we had 20 deaths in a war, and now we're looking at 40 to 60 a war. I mean, that's just a little extreme, right? Current map. So map update. It's been out for over a year now, so we're updating the battlefield with new path identities, new buffs to challenge champion buff knowledge and fight mechanics. So this is for Alliance War, right? So they've already kind of changed the map a little bit. It's neither here nor there. I think they should need to change the war energy, how it's used, to bring down the timers, and then also sell energy, right? For both AQ and AW, but defense tactics. I think that when it says our current update of defense tactics, we'll be introducing attacker bonuses. So we've already seen that. We haven't got the attacker bonus yet, but we've seen the defender bonuses. Adjusting the attacker bonuses to ensure that the overall buff is a net positive for attackers. Look, at the end of the day, we're better than the AI. The AI can control some stuff, and I think what they try to do with the defensive tactics is try and make it a little more challenging on players. Make it so where, again, up above they said, it doesn't end on ties, things like that. But at the same time, nobody wants these things to be so stressful that, you're booting people from alliances for taking a death. I mean, that's just not fun. So, updated matchmaking. I've got another video on this. I think that they need to change the way, not just matchmaking, but just the overall season, the way how it runs is operated. I think you just need to matchmake 10 people at 10 alliances at a time, right? Make it a pool play, and then just make the top 2 promoted, top 2 relegated, and the bottom, middle 6 stay where you are, right? Once war pain points. So looks like addressing and adjusting difficulty tuning for local buffs and defense tactics quicker. So it looks like instead of just waiting a whole season to change some of this stuff, it looks like they're trying to evaluate and adjust a little faster is what they're saying, which, again, I'm good with that. You know what I mean? Change it quick, right? If literally nobody likes 90% reduction in attack from the attacker, like nobody, just change it, right? It's not hard. Go in and recode the thing to 50% or 25%. Like, that's not a difficult code. Address season rewards, tuning and bracketing, particularly in and around Gold 1. And below, looking into adding a new rank, Gold 4, and redistribute number of players in each bracket. So they're looking to add another bracket. It's about time. I did a video earlier today on the middle class, getting kind of shafted, the progression middle class based. You know what I mean? Whereas you're not the whales, you're not spending a ridiculous amount of money, but you're not also a beginner. It's middle class progression based. They're kind of leaving them behind, right? They've done a great job of letting new players really catch up quick, right? And then they've done a great job for high-end players, right? They've offered a lot of content. That's great stuff to help progress your account. But they haven't done anything for the middle, right? And I think that hopefully that, retuning Alliance rewards will address that. Okay, the future of Alliance Wars. Agrees the current format of Alliance Wars does not live up to what Alliance versus Alliance mode should be in our game. Committed to taking Alliance Wars back to the drawing board and redesigning the feature from the ground up. This means that we'll be working on a complete redesign of Alliance Wars that will be on the same scale, if not bigger, Dungeons and Incursions update. Now that's what I like to hear. Kabam! I've made a video on it. Go and look at it. Right? Athros MCOC is my YouTube channel. Go look at it. It's easy, right? There's an easy way to do it, where you don't have to go through and necessarily do massive overhaul, right? Or you could put in a medium overhaul until you do a massive overhaul like Incursions. But I like it. You know what I mean? Now, what that means is be careful what you ask for, though, right? If you ask for a complete overhaul, don't be surprised when it's significantly different, right? You know, you think about Incursions and Dungeons, right? There's a lot of great things to Incursions. A lot of great changes from Incursions to Dungeons, right? It still takes a lot of time, right? So, not that's a bad thing. It still takes a lot of time. So, Alliance versus Alliance War should be one alliance versus another. Create systems where players feel like they're truly working together to overcome alliance as a team. Create more tools for alliances to craft unique challenges for their opponents to overcome, enabling players more ownership in authoring content for others. Hey, I mean, I like these things. I just think that they're vague, right? What do you mean by this? Give us some sort of hint as to what you're thinking about. Like, all these things sound good, right? But I mean, I could spend 20 minutes going over pros and cons of what you're saying here, right? Advance in warfare. With our current season structure, losing a single war, even a single fight, can have dire consequences for the individual and the entire alliance. Losing a single war shouldn't feel like you've lost out on the season. Alliance progression for both individual players and alliances provide positive feedback even if a war is lost. Again, if implemented right, this could be a great thing. Generally, we've seen Kabam go, when they do these big overhauls like this, they generally go a few steps forward, and then one thing that you're kind of like, really? You couldn't have just left that out? You know, or you couldn't have just, I don't know, done something a little different, right? Choice for all in our current landscape of wars. Almost all the decisions are made by alliance leadership. We want to enable more choice throughout the entirety of a war and distribute these more evenly for leadership and alliance members. Distribute choice between alliance leadership members. We want individual players to feel like they have some agency and are not just executing on orders. You know, in our alliance, we allow people to pick paths that they want, bring in champions that they want. So I really think that depends on what your alliance is scripted as. So I don't know. You know, this could be one of those things where, you know, if there's the whole too many cooks in the kitchen kind of thing, right? Is that sometimes as a leader, it gets cumbersome to do all this, but it makes it easier not having 50 people or 30 people all trying to decide on a different path, and we have 30 different paths instead of one direction. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That has a chance to be iffy. Again, I'll reserve judgment, but and I'm not saying that my alliance mates, we take votes on things and we talk about it in line, but if overall the leadership kind of has to do its best for the alliance. You know what I mean? I mean, it is a social thing, and, you know, we're the Fantastic Family, and we do what's best for everybody in the family. And if that doesn't fit in with where your goals are, then, you know, we don't ever want to see anybody leave, but, you know, you gotta do its best. Alliance Quest refresh. Immediate changes facing the Alliance Quest. Excuse me. One alliance to challenge themselves and push to new heights, but are continuing to evolve how that experience to feel. Here's a deep dive into solution, map 7 rebalancing. So we don't really run a lot of map 7. So Mesmerize and Mephisto are on their way out. Green Goblin will take his place. Mixmaster, improve yourself. Can't stop, won't stop. So they're looking at changing out some of those things, right? Aiming for an August release. So, you know, they're looking at changing these things up pretty quickly. Over time, Alliance quests have become a delicate balancing act in the higher tiers of play. Some members only have so much time to dedicate. So energy cap increase. We're increasing Alliance quest energy from 5 to 6. Thank you. See? There you go. I mean, that's a big change. I know it doesn't sound like it, but there's times where 1 energy means if everybody in your alliance is an extra energy, 10 extra energy per hour, that's a big deal. That's a big deal, right? Starting energy increase, we're increasing the starting amount of energy quests from 3 to 4. So now, not only do you get a bigger cap, so that when you go to sleep at night, you've got 6 moves in the morning, right? I mean, that we can finish Alliance Quest with 6 hours in that map 6 now. I love it. Releasing in July. Perfect. Thank you. It's a few days from now. How hard was that? We've been clamoring it forever, right? I mean, there's a lot of ways you could have done it. You could have reduced the timers, but just increase the caps. And that was an easy change, and you did it. Thank you, kabam, right? Energy timer decrease. We're going to decrease the refresh timer for Alliance Quest energy from 1 hour to 4 hours. So I might be able to finish honestly finish map 6 before we go to bed. Honestly, 1 hour to 45 minutes. Increase the energy cap, and I got an extra energy when I enter at first. Oh my, I love it. There's no reason why we won't finish map 6 now. None. I mean, unless somebody just can't log on or there's emergency maintenance. It's great. Making the following balance changes in link nodes. Removing the first set of link nodes in map 6 and map 7. Even better. So now you're less reliant on waiting on people to get on because maybe they're at work or maybe they're across the pond, right? It's great. Great changes, right? Now, they don't necessarily confirm a launch window, but I honestly think that's an easy change. I think you'll see that by August. You know, I don't think they're going to wait a long time on that. That doesn't seem like an overly difficult change. Mid-season update, in addition to a lot of what we just laid out, mid-season update to Alliance Quest in July will introduce a new set of epic modifiers, more honor rewards, milestones, even better. Now, I don't know that we'll be doing epic with map 6, but I mean, map 5, epic, might get some good honor rewards. I don't know. Might be something we might look at on day 1 or something. You know, who knows? Continuing to review ticket costs. Good. Look at it. Taking the data and making adjustments based on what you find on data. I tell my students all the time, you know, make a claim, provide reasoning, and then provide evidence for that reasoning. And if you're going to take your data and you're going to make adjustments based on that data, that's pro player, I'm all for it. As long as it's pro player, based on data, I'm all for it. Alliance Quest Future. Season 1, of the main goals we have is Alliance to challenge themselves, not pit themselves against other Alliance and rank rewards. I've said this before, right? It doesn't need to be on rank rewards. Just have your Alliance get rewards based on what you can complete, right? Seasons that fit into your life and don't clash with your other seasonal content. Sounds good. Let's see it in action. Again, it's a little vague, right? A lot with a lot of this stuff, but again, let's see what you got in action. Alliance Quest challenges. The new direction we want to focus on is custom content creation. Provide Alliance with means to build the challenge they want. So, I like this. I mean, it sounds good, but at the same time, this could mean a lot more work for Alliance leadership and whatnot. If you're going to build your own maps, potentially, you know, again, I'm going to reserve judgment on that. That could go a couple different ways. Cooperation is king. More cooperation, less coordination. Organic communication between players, interesting actions, and risk versus reward when playing with fellow Alliance members. That's vague. I mean, it's got a lot of nice buzzwords. I have no idea what that means as far as what that could look like in game. It sounds good, but again, no idea what that could look like in game. Champion usage. We want Alliance Quest to be a place where users can experiment with the new champions they require without necessarily letting your team down in the process. We're free to bring in champions you want. Voting roster exploration and champion diversity. Good. Maybe give points for champion diversity to this. That, you know, I think that's great. You know what I mean? Everybody brings in the same 8 or 9 champions because they can all do this. They can all clear it. New features, raid bosses. Something we've wanted to do for a long time. It's going through some changes as we speak. Massive scale battles in which the entire alliance will take place. So this sounds like a raid boss in World of Warcraft, right? where like you need 30 people to all go in there, and you all go in there and fight together, and you all take part in massive scale battles. The entire alliance will take part. Now that I like that. I like that a lot. I wish being able to tune how hard you want it to be, so depending on the rewards you want to get, recharging some of the recharacterizing some of the Marvel's greatest foes to real time to the battle realm, unique rules and new ways to play as an alliance. Man, this is long. Sorry guys, I didn't realize it was gonna be this long. Link nodes rework. Think that sounds good. Nodes in a meaningful way. Help system improvements. Help all is coming in September. Thank God. Enough said on that. I think we all are like, thank goodness. Now, as long as it won't just destroy the servers, because wow, a lot of great things. I'm really hyped about the Alliance Quest energy, and more. And it's just coming in July. A lot of great things. I think there's a lot of vague things. I think there's a lot of things that, if implemented correctly, will be just an amazing thing. But if they're not implemented right, and I think they need to get more than just the CCP involved. I'm available, Kabam. Come talk to me, right? I'll give you some honest feedback on ideas and where you may be missing the boat on some things, because I run an alliance, right? And I think that the one thing you don't want is you don't want to create divisiveness in alliances by having too many people trying to go different directions at once, and then the alliance falls apart, right? Or putting too much more work on alliance leadership to build maps, to build their own stuff, right? That's your job, Kabam, right? We can adjust to your builds for the most part, as long as you do them effectively. But this isn't a full-time job, right? It feels like it sometimes, but it's not. So this is your job, and you should also make sure that you're not relying too heavily on alliances to overly customize things, right? Because not everybody likes the same thing all the time. So anyways, thanks guys. That's my first initial thoughts. I'm going to look it over again tonight and maybe do a little update to it. All right, have a great day. If you like what you saw, like what you heard, hit that subscribe button, like button, notification bell, hit them all. You know the drill.